There's your dinner.
Boom, there's your dinner.
The first record that I ever bought was a 7-inch record by a punk electro band called Landscape, and the record was called I Stein I Go Go, and I bought that for Rovers in Johnston High Street when I was age 9 or 10 I think it was. If you check it on YouTube, it's a quality video. I Stein I Go Go.
That was it, Axel F was breakdancing, and it was a hot sort of 80s new electro sounding record, and I used to body pump to it. It was cool.
Outcast, the Criminal.
First record I ever bought was Patrick Hernandez, Born to Be Alive from 1977, cost me 50 pence.
Let's Love Dance Tonight by Gary's Gang.
Huey Lewis and the News.
By the Beach Boys. Adam and the Ants, Prince Charming.
The first record I bought was NWA, and it was Stuart of Compton.
First record I ever bought was Band-Aid Do They Know It's Christmas.
I think it was Brothers Johnson and Stomp. I can't remember the year, but that was my first record I ever bought, yes.
The Cure, Love Cat. Members of Mayday.
Blue Monday. There's a black Slave 12, the song, you know, like fucking loads of records, dude.
The first record I ever bought was Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, Young Girl.
First record I bought was a double album, Best of the 80s.
Boom. There's your dinner.
Boom, there's your dinner.
My first ever gig was putting on my own event in a hotel in Kilmarnock called the Broomhill Hotel. I just bought a set of 1210s and they were just out the box, and I was DJing there, and we were charging £2 to get in, and we made £200 that night, so that was my first ever gig, and that's where it all started.
My first DJ gig was in Bronx, New York, at a place called the Stardust Ballroom.
My first ever DJ gig outside of a house party was in France, Les Deux Alpes ski season.
My first ever DJ gig was in Norwich in 1989 in a boozer doing the 21st. That was my first DJ gig.
Well, I tell you what, Paul Mulholland, I think gave me up at Strathclyde Union, or alternatively it could well have been when I was studying at St Andrews University. We promoted our own night called Club Culture. Either way, it was one of those, I think.
Probably in Trash 2002 I think, no 2004 maybe.
First DJ gig I played was in a place called Casper's in Kilmarnock. Rocked the place, brilliant, turned up with 2 bags of records, and it was rocking.
There's quite a few memorable ones, but some of the guest gigs that I've done have been pretty wicked, but the regular gigs, my residencies that I used to do in Babazar with AJ and Ian Thompson, especially the closing party in Babazar when it was the last ever gig, that was probably one of the best gigs. You know, I was shaking putting that, back in the days about when I DJ'd the Vinyl, I was shaking putting the last record on, you know, so it was a good gig, The
time Eddie Miller got caught with cocaine, I done his gig at the Arches.
The Queen's Bar, George Square. Samantha's Bar, Red House Hotel.
First gig was in the Apartments, which is now Royal Exchange Square, and it's probably back about one up, isn't it? It was in there.
A long time ago.
Bristol's in East Kilbride on a Thursday night.
In a place called Coat Ridge. Total car crash, but I still provided the tunes that allowed girls to show me their breasts.
Boom. There's your dinner.
Boom, there's your dinner.
My favourite DJ?
Ben Bath.
Myself.
John Digweed.
DJ in the world would have to be Dennis Ferreira. I think I'm right into his tunes. He's an amazing mixer.
I think Jazzy Jeff is probably quite up there, just versatility.
Skittle boy.
Oh, that's a tough one. been asking this recently.
But it has to be.
Who would it be? Joey Negro, I think, is a great guy.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Great DJ, one of my favourites, Dimitri, but that's a disco sound as well.
But it has to be.
Murillo to smash it, Sanchez to smash it.
It has to be Louis Vega.
Oh man, Rude. There's too many great DJs in the world to pick one, I think.
It's quite a tough question that to answer who your favourite DJ is because there's so many good DJs. Roger Sanchez. But obviously the best DJ that you've heard recently probably sticks in your mind the most. So I would have to say that my best DJ this week is
my favourite DJ, I'd probably say somebody like Roger Sanchez, or I used to be really into Armin van Buuren in his day.
Dave Lee, aka Joey Negro, because I heard him at Melbourne Pot 2 weeks ago and he was awesome. He was doing a disco set, but I've heard him at Southport doing a house set and he's wicked at doing a house set. It never fails to get me dancing, so Joey Negro, I hope the tenor's in the post because I'm bumming you up.
Louis Vega.
My favourite DJ for years has been Danny Ramblin.
Dimitri to Paris, Greg Wilson.
Favourite DJ has got to be Dimitri from Paris.
Boom. There's your dinner.
Ben there's your dinner.
Where would you most like to DJ?
Whereabouts would I most like to DJ?
Any club in the world?
If it's any club in the world, then I would probably take a throwback in time and probably like to DJ in somewhere like the Paradise Garage or the Loft where Dave Mancuso played. Probably proper disco rather than house music, but that's what I would like to play, you know, back to the good old days.
South Africa.
Japan.
I would most like to DJ in Pasha, Ibiza.
Passion Ibiza.
Well, I've been around, done okay for myself over the years, but I guess the one place I've been and I loved and I'd like to go and DJ is Vegas. I've never done it, love to do it.
It's got to be Las Vegas or New York.
Like every DJ dreams of playing in space on the terrace. It's got to be closest party in space would do me fine.
I think Pasha, Ibiza.
Pasha Ibiza.
Small intimate venue with lots of friends.
What's a tough one? In a small club somewhere where a lot of people are really into their tunes.
The Level 1 Boat Party, 2011, July. Seattle, New York.
I would love to DJ Space Ibiza.
Boom. There's your dinner.
Ben there's your dinner.
Yes.
I can't lie, yes.
Unfortunately not.
I'd like to say yes, but no.
Yes.
From Skittle Boy, yeah? Whilst DJing? Never.
Either or.
Have I ever worn women's clothes?
I've never really worn women's clothes.
Have I ever worn women's clothes?
I tried to steal my mum's blouse, but didn't quite happen.
Thought about it.
I'm afraid to say that I have worn women's clothes and I have DJed in women's clothes as well, so that would be a yes. Never. No.
I generally wear women's clothing 1 in every 3 weeks, to be honest with you.
Pair of high heels at Chris Keegan's house at an after party about 10 years ago. I think they were his.
Can you cut and paste it? I get it all wrong. I've got to be.
Aye. Right.
Boom. There's your dinner.
Ben there's your dinner.